Want to chat?
Yeah, sure. What's up, world? Yo, I'm not going to lie. It was really hard to get up and do this. I don't know if you guys have been following us on IG, but I came down with COVID over the weekend, and it's really knocked me out, man. This is something I feel so bad for the people that have had it, and I really, really don't wish this on my worst enemy. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it keeps coming in waves. Like, it just keeps hitting, and then next thing I'll feel like 100%, and then I'll be completely knocked out, and then I'm back to normal. And leads me to my point. I thought right now, since I'm feeling kind of back to normal, even though I sound a little stuffed up, I thought, well, it was actually Tina's idea. She said, why don't you just film a podcast by yourself since we can't do it together? Just film one on your own. And that way we don't leave everybody hanging, you know? And I thought, yeah, that's a good idea. So here I am. What's up, world? And today I want to talk to you guys. I think we'll talk about something that's a little close to my heart. It's about like 3 core things, you know, that I look for in a relationship. It's not something like I'm saying, hey, I'm going to give you three tips, 3 core reasons to, you know, some Ty Lopez stuff. Like, I'm going to give you the keys to finding love and keys to a happy relationship and build a foundation. No. It's none of that. This is like, these are things that I'm looking for and like things that I saw in Tina that made me feel like, okay, I know this girl's the one, you know? So the first one for me is her kindness. You know, for me, if a person's not kind, breeze, get the hell out of here. You know, I really like, it's a huge turnoff for me if the person I'm attracted to isn't kind to other people, because that just shows this like level of like everybody's inferior, you know, to you. Like, you're just some superior being and they need to worship the ground you walk on. Like, nah, everybody's the same. Everybody's equal, and everybody deserves the same chance at the very beginning, unless they ruin it, you know, unless they give you a reason to like minimize that level of trust or that level of respect, you know. But yeah, she was just so kind right out the gate, like even to everybody, even to our friends. Like, we hung out with our friends a lot. We both mixed both our groups together, and she just treated everybody the same. You know, it's not like even the waitresses and the waiters, like we were talking about in that Red Flags podcast. We were like how that guy, when he treated the waiter, when he said, you need to do better because you didn't bring enough bread, so he didn't tip them. So, you know, he said, you need to do better. Like, to me, that feels, that's not a very kind move, you know? Like, yeah, maybe mention it to the person, but like still tip them, you know? You don't have to like punish the person. You know what I'm saying? We're adults here. Even if you're a kid, still, it's the same rules apply, you know? But yeah, like treating people with like a level of kindness, to me, is just, it puts everybody on this like level playing field, and it brings you down to earth. You know, nobody's better than anybody. Even if you have like more accomplishments, you have all these accolades, you know, you're even a professional athlete, you're still no different than anybody else. What were you before all that? You were, you know, like, let's say me, for instance, I'm like, I was a Canadian national swimmer, okay? But that didn't change who I was. I still don't think that, I didn't think I was better than anybody. Even though the sport dictated that, hey, like, your times, you are faster than this person, that doesn't make me a better person than that person. You get what I'm saying? So like, the fact that like, when we're kind, it's like that whole facade and image and mindset kind of can fade a lot easier. I mean, we can still get caught up in what we do and, you know, get cocky or confident and arrogant about it. I'm not saying I'm not. At times I can be, you know, and I think that's just a byproduct of being human, and a byproduct of success too sometimes, right? I'm not saying I'm like a successful person, but like, if you have success at something, that can be a byproduct of it, right? But yeah, Tina was just very kind, and that drew me in right away. Right away. No judgments, very loving, very friendly, not too friendly, but you could see that this is a woman you'd want to respect, just out of her love and kindness. Yeah. Tina, if you're listening, this is a huge boost to you. Like, people are probably thinking like, dang, Tina's probably pretty close to Mother Teresa. Don't worry, babe. In my heart, you are 100%. Okay, guys. So let's say for the second thing, definitely loyalty. I look for loyalty no matter what, I grew up around a lot of disloyalty, a lot of dysfunction, a lot of games being played between like people and their relationships, and it's just not something I can get with, man. Like I find if you're in a relationship and you're flirting, that's straight bullshit, man. Like, you don't need to be doing that. And it's just such a slap in the face to the other person. Like, I can't even watch movies where people cheat, like that drives me nuts. When I see somebody who's like, their girl is cheating on them or their guy's cheating on them, and they just like, they just don't give a shit about the other person. It's just the most disheartening thing to see, and I've experienced it myself, and it's just, there's no words to describe like how bad your heart just sinks when you figure that stuff out, And that's the one thing I noticed is that even when we were friends, because there was a period of time, like we've spoken before, we were friends. Tina just always kept a distance with people, even kept a distance with me. She never made it seem like she's available to anybody, She would just do her thing, be her, and not look for any unnecessary attention. She always kept it 100 with herself, She never, ever tried to be anybody else she wasn't. Never tried to grab anybody's attention, try to flirt with guys or try to play games with me so that I would chase her more. Like, she just did her thing, And that like instilled so much trust. When I could see her around like my friends and, some of my guy friends that I think I'm like, yo, these guys are handsome dudes, Even when I see her around them, it's like there was just nothing, There was no even window for them to even flirt with her, because she just like set up this boundary, and that was always like a nice thing. And she set that up with me too, It's like I was always like nice, but like it was never like that for me either. So, but I don't know. I just respected that. It was like made her seem kind of tough, Yeah. So that kind of loyalty, that's what I mean by loyalty, not like she's never gonna go to another man in her whole life. Like, that's a given. But like, for me, loyalty is that. Loyalty is like loyalty in your actions, between like, if you're a girl and a guy, if you're like in heterosexual relationships, loyalty, between a girl to the guy, like her to my friends, or her to a stranger, her to a waiter, she's always just acting like she's in a relationship with me, I never have to worry about that. So actually, the funny story is, she was in this ambassador program, and we were just chilling. So she's like, hey, do you want to come to this thing? I'm going to do the kickoff at this soccer game. So I was like, cool. Yeah. So we went to this game, and we're sitting there, and there was probably like 300 people. It was a pretty high level match. And so she was going to go do the kickoff. And then when they were getting set up, when they called them out, the captain of the team went to grab Tina's hand, and she pulled it away. And everybody was like, ooh. And like, yeah, I felt bad for the guy, but I was like, my girl, we were just friends then too. But like, still deep down, I was like, my girl, yeah, she's like that loyal, And like, she went out to the center of the field. She did the kickoff. after when she got back, I was like, why didn't you let that guy take your hand? It's not like he was like trying to be your boyfriend or something. She's like, yo, I just don't know him, man. Like, I don't want his hand touching my hand. And I was like, facts, man, because I haven't even touched your hand with my hand, you know? So it was kind of funny, man. But like, that was like the ultimate loyalty, you know, test right there. Yeah, man. Some good memories. Good memories. It's kind of strange just sitting here talking and like, you know, I'm in a room by myself right now and like talking to a camera, and I'm like gonna record this and then put this out, and like you guys are gonna listen to it. I hope it doesn't sound too weird, you know? But I don't know. I'm a guy who likes to talk anyways, so I can just keep going. So the next thing is that person petty? I cannot deal with someone who's petty, because think about this. Let's say you're dating somebody, okay? And they're just so stubborn and petty about things that happen to them that, for example, my uncle said something weird at a family dinner to Tina. This is just a hypothetical, okay? So this never happened, you know? But let's say my uncle said something weird to Tina at a dinner one time, and that pissed her off. Then the next time we want to go and have a family dinner, Tina's like, well, is your uncle going to be there? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, well, I'm not going. It's like, well, what the hell? You know, like you're my wife. You're not going to come to dinner because my uncle's there. Yeah, but he said something rude. So now I can't get, you know, like I don't want to go hang out with him. I don't like that guy. You know, these are the things that drive me nuts. Like you got to be able to just let things go. And that was one thing that I noticed with Tina, because I'm like that too. Like you want to say stuff to me, you want to piss me off or, you know, be insulting, whatever. Like I grew up with racism all my life. It's just, there's so much more to life than just holding on to these petty little grudges that, you know, you don't need to break up a family or cause division in it because, you know, Uncle Jim said something weird at the dinner table that offended your wife, you know? I think it's important to me, and I know it is for Tina too, that for one, if somebody says something to you, that they say something back, which Tina has no problem. If you offend her, she's going to be like, hey, listen, why'd you say that? That's not cool. And she'll say it in a very respectful way, but it's going to challenge like what you said. It's not just going to be something that she's going to harbor down and keep as in like build up resentment over, right? Two, like, just let it go, man. People say weird shit all the time. I say weird shit all the time. I probably offend so many people because I talk so much. Like, listen, I've been sitting here for what? Almost 14 minutes just talking right now. I've probably said something that could have offended somebody else or triggered somebody to be like, yo, that guy's just weird, man. Like, what's he saying? So, like, just let it go. Like, this is just life. There's, like, how we communicate and how we move forward is all with words. And there's just too many words that are out there, too many things being said that are being taken personal that just could either be solved with a simple conversation or just let it go. Like, and if it bothers you that much, acknowledge it and have the conversation with the person. That's the thing I liked about Tina. She didn't sweat the small stuff, but she didn't like let it go either. And like sometimes I'm like, damn, man, maybe get off my back. Like I don't want to talk about it. It's not that big of a deal. But if it's a big deal to her, not even a big deal, but if it kind of offends her or just like rubs her the wrong way, she's going to talk about it. She wants to be like, yo, what are you saying? Why'd you say that? How come, like, why did you say it like that? Well, your delivery, the way you said it made it seem like this, you know? So I always appreciated that about her because I'm a very vocal person too. Like, Tina will always say this, like, I don't like conflict. I don't really like conflict, but when push comes to shove, like, I'm going to say something, you know, and I don't have a problem saying something. And usually in the weird way, it's always against, like, for other people and never myself. Like, I'll be an advocate and, like, the hero to, like, stick up for someone else, but I won't do it for myself. And, like, you know, I guess that's where I have Tina. She backs me up. But, yeah. That's something that, yeah, that always that always made me feel like safe, you know? I always knew that like Tina, you know, she's going to have my back, you know? Your partner should always make you feel safe, you know? When it comes down to like the kindness and that loyalty and then that adaptability and like not being petty, like I don't know, for me that just makes me feel safe. And the thing is like these things that I've said to you guys is not a formula. It's not like I said before, it's not this Ty Lopez thing where you're gonna find this happy relationship based off these three things. But you should definitely see those things in the person that you want to pursue, especially if it's going to be a long term, you know? Don't just and don't force them into it. Like, you don't want to try to like make people fit that mold. If they're not there, they're not there. Move the fuck on, man. Like, don't just stick around and waste their time. Like, it's not worth it, you know? It's not fair to them. And it's not fair to you. If you know deep down that this person doesn't match your criteria, then bounce, man. So many times, and honestly, this just pisses me off. So many times I see it where people are like, I'm in this relationship, I don't know. Man, if you're already thinking about, I don't know, just dip. Like, stop wasting their time. There's no point spending more time, more energy into something that you already know that you're not sure of, you know? And that you know you don't want to be in. So, this kind of stuff frustrates me because I was always one to, sometimes I believe that I end things too fast. Like I didn't give it a chance, but at the same time, maybe I didn't. Whenever I was in a relationship and I thought, hey, this isn't going to work. If I had that thought, I wasn't going to waste any more time. I wasn't going to waste their time. I was just going to go, you know? And it wasn't because I saw or met somebody better. I just didn't want to be in, it's like a happy home. Like, I don't want to come home to a house that's just full of anger and I'm afraid to go home and I have to go hide in my room and all that stuff. No, it's like a relationship is like the same thing. It's a home, you know? You want to come home to an environment that's positive, that's uplifting, that's happy, energetic, loving, you know? I feel bad for people. So many people just stick around in the same rut, I don't know. It's depressing, you know, and I get it. I've been in a relationship before where I was comfortable and I didn't want to break up with the person just because we weren't it's not like we didn't really get along. We didn't really vibe, but it's not like we vibed 100% either. It was just kind of like this neutral ground where we more or less tolerated each other in on a higher than average scale, you know, it was, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It was just this weird kind of middle ground, you know, that but at the end of the day, we didn't want to be without each other, you know? And then sometimes I feel bad for people. I think I'm like, man, 3-4 years you've been together. And then, you know, you're just coming to this conclusion now. But, you know, deep down, you always knew that. You probably knew that after a year and a half, 2 years, you know? Not even, maybe 6 months. There's probably signs where you're like, yo, this ain't right. Let's move on, man. Let's go. Anyways, I just want you guys to, it's a little bit of insight to me. I'm just hella bored right now. I've been in this room for 5 days, man. 5 days. And Tina doesn't want, because she just had it, right? She doesn't want it again. So she's like, yo, don't even breathe outside that room. That's how strict she is. So I've been just locked in here. She's been dropping food off at the door for me. Not even at the door. It's in the midway point in the hallway. And then I go and get it. But, yo, I got to confess this. Tina, hands down, takes care of me. She's making me feel like trash right now. Not intentionally, but she takes care of me way better than I took care of her. The amount of times she asks if I need something, and she hasn't even left the house. I would leave all the time. I mean, I had to work sometimes, but still, I would just leave. Now I think about that, I'm like, man, I feel bad. I should have stayed around, even though, just in case, just to even give her that presence of me being in the house, you know? See, these are things in relationships I feel you know, need acknowledgement, you know? And I'm not just saying this for to get credit and just talk to you guys. I'm like actually being pretty transparent right now and saying like, you got to acknowledge these things. You got to acknowledge the differences between each other. Like the fact that she takes care of me like this and the way I took care of her, I feel like so guilty for. Now I want to level up. So next time this happens, I want to be like fully attent, drop what I got to do, be there for her, you know? I think that's the key to growing. So acknowledge stuff and keep changing, you know, in a positive way. Yeah, but you can't grow if you don't have the foundations. So I don't know. I challenge you guys. Think about the things, if you're not in a relationship, or maybe think about the things that you want to see in the person you're pursuing. And if you're already in a relationship, think about the 3 things that you liked about that person and just be grateful that you have that person, you know, with you. Because for me, when I think about it, I'm like, man, I'm lucky. You know, I hear about all the people trying to find relationships, and it seems tough out there right now. It also seems very rushed. I feel like everybody's in a rush right now. So, I don't know, be patient. Be patient, be grateful, and be attentive, you know. But guys, thanks for listening. It was felt nice. I talked a lot. Hope I didn't talk too fast. But guys, as always, I really appreciate the support. We love you guys. You guys are truly, truly the best. We have, you know, you're such a loyal crew, such a loyal family. And honestly, we're blessed to have you guys there. And we love all the comments. We love all the questions you guys have. And we love your support. So you guys take care. Have a good rest of the week. And we'll catch up with you guys soon. Peace out.